Hey guys, and welcome to the video. Here today I'm going to show you how you can change the color of the Joy-Cons by reprogramming the color so that way they can display in pretty much whatever color you like. This homebrew comes with various preset colors and you can use those, but if you don't like them, you can just add as many different sets of colors as you like. You can change the color of the body. You can also change the color of the buttons. When you make this change, the change is permanent. Even if you update the Joy-Cons, the colors will remain. However, you can change the colors as often as you like. You need to have a modded switch for this, but you can change other people's Joy-Cons. So if a friend gives you their Joy-Cons, you can change the colors and then give the Joy-Cons back to them. And when they put it in their non-modded switch, the colors will still display and they will always be there until you change them again. You can do this via PC in the past, but this method actually lets you do everything right on the Switch. You technically don't need a PC for anything. You will need a notepad type editor if you want to make your own colors and access to maybe a web browser, so you can do this literally from any smart device like your phone if you want to make your own custom colors and look up the colors and whatnot, but you really don't need a PC at all. Oh, and one more thing, this also changes the color of the color bar that pops up when you're in handheld mode and you connect the Joy-Cons. That little color bar that pops up on the side, it will be the color of the body of the Joy-Con. So whatever you set it to, that's the color that will display as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so what we need here is the JC Toolbox. And by the way, this tutorial is not showing you how to jailbreak your Switch. It's assumed that you already have a modded console and you know your way around it. So let's go here, and what you're going to download is this SD.card zip file. Once you do that, let's go ahead and head on back to our desktop. All right, so let me go ahead and disconnect my Joy-Cons. Okay, because I have this in docked mode, that way you can see it on here and you can see the colors are displayed there. All right, now we have the SD card zip file here. I'm going to go ahead and just extract these two folders to my desktop, which is config and switch. Now at this point, what we need to do, actually I can close that. What we'll need to do is go ahead and get these files onto your SD card. You can do that by removing the SD card, FTPing it in, or however it is that you normally do it. Okay, so I'm going to do it via FTP. So let me go ahead and set that up. There we go. Let's open this up. All right, and here is the root of my SD card. Yours is probably similar. All we need to do is drag and drop both of these files right onto the root of the SD card. So let's do that. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's all you got to do. So we'll close out of that. And let's go ahead and head back to my homebrew menu. All right, and before we continue, just a couple of things. Make sure that when you're using your homebrew menu here, that it's in full mode or regular mode, whatever it is they call it. Do not use it in applet mode. The other thing is to make sure that at this point, your Joy-Cons are connected to the Switch before you run the homebrew. Now for tutorial purposes, I have this displayed here. I do not have my Joy-Cons connected. So even though the app will run via Bluetooth and it even looks like it worked when you set the colors, it will not. The Joy-Cons have to be connected in order for the colors to actually change. All right, let's head on over to JC Toolbox, which is what we just installed. And you can see here, it's a simple interface. You just move up and down on the D-pad, and then the name of the color set comes up. This will change both Joy-Cons, the left and the right. Although there's kind of a little workaround, I'll tell you about that here a little bit later. So basically all the like retail sets of Joy-Cons that have been available, at least here in the US, are the ones that pop up here. So for example, Nintendo Neon is the stock neon blue and neon red. Then you have the gray, which is the stock gray Joy-Cons. But here you even have the new ones that just came out in a bundle, the Animal Crossing Joy-Con set. So you have those colors already here. And you have some other ones, the set that's with the ARMS game, and then the Splatoon set, and so on. So you have a few, the Mario Odyssey red ones. So you have a few that are already there, but you can add as many more as you like. We'll cover that in a little bit as well. So I'm going to put mine right back to the neon, which is the actual color they are. All you have to do is, again, make sure they are connected and then press A. When you do, you will get that message and it'll say that it's been successful. At this point, disconnect them and then reconnect them back and you will see your changes. Okay, so I went ahead and disconnected and reconnected them. Now let's hit the plus button to get out of this. And let's head on back to my home menu here. Let's go to the controllers and let's see what they look like. And there we go. We have the stock neon blue and neon red colors back to normal. All right, so that's pretty much all there is to it to change the colors. Now let's go ahead and focus on adding custom colors, which is fairly easy. So remember those two folders we extracted earlier from the zip file? We only need to get into the config one, and we are going to change the config file, which is the only file that's here, the jctb.cfg file. You can use any notepad type editor you want or program you want. I'm going to use Notepad++, but you can use anything. So you can see the structure of this. It's pretty simple and straightforward. You have the name of the color set on top, followed by 4 sets of hex numbers. The first set represents the right Joy-Con body color, followed by the right Joy-Con's button color. Then the third number is the left Joy-Con's body color, and the last number is the left Joy-Con's buttons color. I went ahead and wrote it on here so you can see it a little bit better. I also put the numbers here so you can reference them easier. I will copy and paste this and put it into the description as well. You can name your color set absolutely anything you want, and then just put the colors in order. So the first number here will be the right Joy-Con body, right Joy-Con buttons, left Joy-Con body, and then left Joy-Con buttons. That's it. Fairly simple. So let's go ahead and let's look for some hex colors real quick. And setting up your colors is really pretty easy because this homebrew uses the very common RGB hexadecimal format for colors. And you can get those colors from various like software that you can install on your PC that allows you to pick whatever hex colors you want. You can download apps to your smart device that also will allow you to get your hex colors. You can just do it right from the browser. So here I typed hex color picker in my Chrome and this literally came up. Your results may vary depending on your device and your browser. Here I can move the slider around, I can move the circle, and the hex is generated right there. You will never copy the hashtag, and the hex will always be 6 characters. Sometimes it's a mix of letters and numbers, but sometimes it can be either all numbers or all letters. All right, so when in the past I've had to do things dealing with this type of color stuff on my PC, I've always come here, but this is just one of my favorite places. It's located over at w3schools.com, but you can literally use whatever it is you want. I like this place because of all the convenient stuff that they have here, and because you can compare 2 colors next to each other to see how they would look. I'll show you that here in a minute. So I want my Joy-Con body on one of them to be a nice blue, kind of like this. I think that'll work. So the hex is generated right there. If you want to change the lightness or darkness of it, they actually have all the different levels listed right here, and you have the hex right next to each one, which is ultra convenient. So I'm going to use this blue. Okay, you can start off by calling your color set whatever you want. I'm just going to call it KMZ colors, and let's do it there. Now, since this is the first hex code that we're putting in, that means it's going to be the body color of the left Joy-Con. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the buttons color, or the button colors for the left Joy-Con. So what I like here is if we come down all the way to the bottom, and you can see here you have the different levels of saturation and lightness, and all the hex are listed right there. But here the color that you chose up on top is here at the bottom. But when you move the red, green, and blue sliders around, you can see that the top half changes colors. All right, so when it changes, it gives you the hex for that top half color right here, and you can see how they look against each other. So I actually like this color orange against the blue. It kind of has like that Goku thing going. So I'm going to make my buttons orange. I'll go ahead and copy that code. Let's go here. Let's paste that there. Now, if I wanted the right Joy-Con to have the same color scheme, I could just copy this like this, and then just come here and paste it, and that's it. We'd be done. The left and right Joy-Cons would be the same. But I want to do something a little bit quirkier and wackier. So let's go ahead and look for another color for my right Joy-Con. Okay, so for my right Joy-Con, let's see. You know what? There we go. I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to pick fuchsia. I'm going to just get kind of crazy here. Let's go there. This will be our third line. And then let's look for a color for buttons, and oh yeah, okay, lime, winner right there. Let's go ahead and let's make that our fourth line. So that's it, we are ready to go. So let's go ahead and put this into our config file. Okay, so we still have that config file open that we were messing with earlier in our Notepad++. Let's go ahead and take our newly created custom color set. Let's copy it. Then we come over here. We can literally paste this anywhere we want. In the middle, at the end, it really doesn't matter. You can even delete some of these color sets that you are not going to use. Hell, you can actually delete everything here and have this made up of nothing but your own custom colors if you wanted to do so. Just make sure that you have no spaces in between like this. You don't want that. The other thing is to just keep the order. So name of the color set, and then the 4 hexes, name and the 4 hexes, and like that. Just keep it in order. All right, so let's just add this to the very end right there. We'll go ahead and save it. And now everything is looking good. Let's move on over to the switch. Let's copy it over and see how it looks. Okay, so we're here back at the switch. I got FTP going there. Let's open it on this end. Let's connect. All right, and let's go into the config folder that's on the root of the SD card. Let's overwrite that config file with the one we just edited. There we go. Okay, we can close out of this. Let's close that. Let's get out of FTP on the switch. Let's head on over to the JC Toolbox. At this point, make sure the Joy-Cons are connected to the switch, and then just press A. And when you do, you should get something similar to that, what you're seeing there. All right, so at this point, let's go ahead and press the plus button. You can go ahead and disconnect your Joy-Cons and then reconnect them, which I just did. And then you can escape out of this. And let's see how our finished product looks. Let's go to controllers. Oh man. Okay, there we go. You can see how they look there. Let me go ahead and connect them real quick. All right, so yeah, some wacky colors, but anyway, you can change them as many times as you like. So that's pretty much it. If you wanted, for example, to just change the color of one, all you have to do is connect both and, go to the color set that you want in the Homebrew, but before you press A, remove the Joy-Con that you do not want to get programmed. The one that is connected will get programmed, but the one that isn't won't. And that's how you can kind of mix match the colors, or you can just, write the hex codes into just one color set if you want. Anyway, there is endless possibilities here, what you can do with your colors and how you can set it up. Thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this was so long, but I did want it to make it super detailed. I appreciate you guys watching, and if this helped you out in any way, shape, or form, if you found it informative or useful, or you just want to throw some love or appreciation to the channel, make sure to hit that like button and maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Much love going out to everyone. Be careful, guys. Be safe, but make sure you have fun, and we will see you on the next one.